Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Good to see you all. Mods being here this early. Justice, justice, justice. Yes, Kim G. Hi, Peggy Cock. Whispering Winds, thank you for being here. Paula McGillen, Star Lambert, Ramona White Alvarado. Oh, you all, you're so very welcome. Thank you for being a part of Sebastian's army. Thank you, Whispering Winds. Kelly girl, hello. Hello, 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 everyone. Good to see you. Hi, Jen Benners. Hi, Busy Mama. Hi, Karen Killeran. How you doing over there? It's 11:27 p.m. Thank you for being here. I hope you don't miss much. Busy Mama on your way to PT, huh? Hi, Zena. I agree, Ramona. I agree. Ramona says, in her opinion, KP will be standing by herself after this. She doesn't see CP standing by her side since she is not blood. She better start talking fast. Where's Sebastian? Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, good measure. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday. Good to see you. We have updates. If you were not in my live, hi, Mally Cat, Care German, Not a Drama Nana. Thank you for your wonderful comments. And please welcome Callie Girl to the family. Welcome to the family, Callie Girl. We will gather tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Hey, Reserve Glitchin, good to see you. Thank you for joining, Callie Girl. Welcome. Please welcome Callie Girl to the family. Hi, Stacy Michelle, Beverly Cole, Janice 5957. Yes, I heard mention of it right after we got off last evening, shortly after. Hi, Miriam M. And last night was a great live. I showed you all the home, allegedly. Hi, Justice for Kylo, where the home that has 7 cameras, audio, and night vision, and that's located. And I can show you all that again this morning. Excuse me. I think we're all a little tired, and I showed you where, because you know that in the flashlight video, good morning as you're coming in the flashlight video, you don't see people getting out of the vehicle. So I kind of showed you where they said, where sources say the car did pull up and let people out before getting to the corner where it was picked up on the corner on the cameras. So we can go over all of that again. We also went over the numerous amount of people that were included in um, the secretive shroud over this case, including political figures and official Tennessee officials. So we can talk about that. It's almost like what it said was the in-laws, we know who the in-laws are bringing in friends. And also there are people, home builders, and we know who one of them is, in our opinion, family member, who are building homes for political figures and Tennessee officials, and all of the above is what's putting a secret shroud on the case. So you have someone building a home for an official or a politician. So the official or the politician is getting the home built. What do you think the builder and the in-law and the friends, what do you think they're getting for it? What's happening? They called it mafia style, which is organized crime, in my opinion. And after that amazing live, our minds, everyone kept saying, "Oh my goodness, my mind's blown." And it was, there was a lot, because I showed you the neighborhood and the things that I had been hearing and learning that I've been kind of keeping under my hat a little bit. And then the people were mentioned. So we went through that, the secret of Shroud. And now today we wake up. Well, last night after we got off, they said that there was an at night X. Forgive me, I'm a little tired this morning. There is an update on X that says Miss KP has invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. And we're going to get into that a little bit. And before we do, I want you to read this that I've posted up here. The Fifth Amendment only applies if you're under compulsion to provide information to the government, and in cases where the information is indeed incriminating. This means it applies when you're in police custody or in a case where you're being called to testify under oath as a witness, and such testimony could incriminate you for the crime at issue or related crimes. You have to be providing a statement of some kind for the privilege to apply. So we don't just walk around pleading the Fifth, invoking our Fifth Amendment rights. It says here that we invoke our Fifth Amendment rights, that they apply. You have that privilege. You have to be providing a statement of some kind for the privilege to apply. This means it applies when you're in police custody, or in a case when you're being called to testify under oath as a witness. I will tell you, the grand jury in Sumner County meets the first 4 days of every month. Now, this first, January 1st, is a holiday. Let me share that with you as well, and then we'll go ahead and get to the update about KP. Good morning, everyone. Here we go. This is from Sumner County. Make sure you can see it. Perfect. Get a sip of my coffee here real quick. Okay. Your Circuit County Clerk in Sumner County is Catherine Strong. This is Sumner County, Tennessee. Okay. Grand jury. The grand jury consists of 12 members and meets the first week, Monday through Thursday of every month. So the first week, Monday through Thursday of every month. Each grand jury serves for 3 months, and the grand juries are secret. They don't talk about that they've been called. They don't talk about any of it. Well, let's get our first full week here in January. Okay, so they meet the first week, Monday through Friday of every month. So the first week, Monday through Friday, would be the 6th, 7th, 8th, or Monday through Thursday, the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of January, unless they're meeting the 2nd and 3rd, which would be Wednesday and Thursday, but they wouldn't get the Monday and Tuesday and due to the holiday. So I would be assuming it would be the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of January, but it could be January 2nd and 3rd, even the 1st, but it is the first week, Monday through Thursday, of every month. So they are meeting soon. We are 4 days away from the end of December. And they serve for 3 months. And the duties of the grand jury are to consider all criminal cases submitted to it by the district attorney general, and hold on one second. Okay, sorry. I'm not sure, someone was messaging me. So they are there to consider all criminal cases submitted to it by the district attorney general, to inquire into any report of a criminal offense brought to its attention by a member of the grand jury, to inquire into any abuse of office by state or local officials, and allegedly, according to At Night's Post last night, that is probably coming into play as well, and to report the results of its actions to the court. So that's the four duties of the grand jury. Okay. Hi, Panda Bear's mom, 1971. Janice, 5957. Hey, Stacy, Michelle, and Beverly Cole. Yeah, taking the 5 says a lot. And, as I was reading up on it, it said that it certainly does not imply guilt, but people see it that way, and oftentimes a jury sees it that way. But let's talk about real quick why someone would give the 5th. But let's go first to, so we know the grand jury in Sumner County meets the first 4 days of the month. This being a holiday, it's a little tricky because their first 4 days, the first day of their first 4 of the month lands on January 1st, which is New Year's Day. So I don't know if they're going to, if it would flip to January 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, or if they would just pick up on the Wednesday and Thursday. So not sure of that, but I'm assuming it would be the first full week. And we are talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It sounds like there's a little movement in the case. His mother has invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. And from what we learned when we first came in, you evoke your rights when you are asked to testify or are under police custody. So, what is going on, right? Who did KP invoke her rights to? Was it in questioning under custody? Did she receive a subpoena? Let's go on. Let's go ahead and read the update, and then I'll take you to some of the information I came up with. And we are talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' mother right now. She is, Rhonda, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. She has invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. We found out last night. That is all we found out. She could have gotten a subpoena for the grand jury. She could be, investigators could be trying to speak with her. I find it very interesting. So we have some movement, and Mama's not talking. Is that against the law? Absolutely not. But a lot of times, jury, put yourself on a grand jury, totally biased, don't know the case, and the person has evoked their Fifth Amendment rights. It doesn't mean they're guilty, but what often happens is it is perceived as guilt, correct? Like, how many of us came in here thinking, well, only people who do that are guilty, correct? Okay. But it happens. And she's maybe, I think the update tells us she is most likely being advised by a lawyer at this point. So I wonder if we're going to hear anything about CP today. Or, hi, Mary Harris. Pale Rider, good morning. Sam R., Jerry and Kara for life. Hello, Senior Canine Mom. Mama Bear, 75. You're in Australia as well. 11:30 p.m. Hello, Miss Keto Bite, Sharice Prophet. All of you in the house, thank you so much for being here. It is so great to see you. And if I didn't say hello to you personally, I really do appreciate that you're here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to take this comment down. Rhonda, that is very sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Very generous. Okay, go ahead and get to, I want to catch up so I don't get behind this whole show. Okay. Let's go ahead and get to our X updates and find out what is going on. Thank you all for being here. Happy Friday, everyone. We had a wonderful holiday time together as a fam. We spent a lot of time together. We will watch this too as soon as we can. Okay, let's see if this is the one, my friends. Yes. Okay. So I will take you through the whole update. Let me see if this is the one about the Shroud of Silence and stuff. Okay. No, this is the one about KP, and surveillance help. But first, we're going to go to this because that's what we're talking about this morning. Let me try and get it. There you go. Okay. Fifth Amendment. Fifth Amendment protections invoked by KP. This is by At Night Intelligence Agency. Dog the Bounty Hunter, his teams, and At Night confirm that KP, the mother of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, has purportedly been instructed by an attorney to refrain from participating in any public forums regarding the case. Additionally, KP has allegedly been advised to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution in relation to the entirety of the ongoing investigation. This is an absolute right of Mrs. Proudfoot, which is rightfully irrevocable or circumventable. Okay. They, of course, want assistance in uncovering the truth and bringing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home because it is time for him to come home. So, Mama P, she has invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. And we're going to go over all the rest of the updates. I just want to stay focused on this right now and where we are because of this. Mama ain't talking. Hi, keep up the chatter. Hi, Cuckoo Choo. Lulu Gumshoe. You guys, all your names are amazing. Janet Smith. Hey, Cinderella. Could she be a witness in CP's custody case? I don't know. I don't know. Good question. Hi, Detroit Rock City. Hello. Okay, we are going to look over. Say what you know and choose your son for once. Hi, Liza Rowe. I know, it's sad. Hi, Buzz Happy. I'm glad you're all happy. Gina H. Chris and the creator confrontation. Uh-oh. He went to LE. LE wanted to question KP about it, in my opinion. Could be, Gina H. Absolutely. I wonder if she got a lawyer too. With everything that was starting to come down about the criminal investigation. You know, that's interesting because I read about that as well, and I will Google that again because let's look at that real quick because I'm just going to do it on my phone. I seem to recall a few years ago Google. Oh, I didn't want to lose what I just did. I seem to recall a few years ago that it said though it doesn't count for a child Something related to a child. Let's look it up. Okay, let's look that up. Okay. Let's see here. There's two types of marital privileges exist under the law. When applicable, these privileges can protect a spouse from being forced to testify against the other spouse or divulge confidential communications made between them. However, these privileges are not absolute and they come with several exceptions and conditions. Let's see here. The attorney client privilege is one. Huh. So a privilege allows a person to refuse to testify about communications. Okay. So let's see what they say about the marital. Spousal immunity and marital communication and privileges. Federal and state laws generally recognize two types of spousal privileges: spousal testimonial privileges, which allows a spouse to refuse to testify against the other spouse in a criminal trial, and marital communications privilege, which allows a spouse to refuse or prevent testimony about confidential communications made between spouses from being introduced as evidence. These privileges differ in several key aspects, including one, what information is privileged, two, who holds the privilege, three, whether the privilege applies in criminal court, and four, whether the parties must be married to invoke the privilege. Let's see if it includes children, though. The spousal testimonial privilege protects a spouse from being compelled to give testimony against the other spouse who is a defendant in a criminal trial or the subject of a grand jury proceeding. Generally, only the witness spouse can claim or waive this privilege. A, the spouses must be married at the time that the privilege is asserted. And it says only adverse testimony receives immunity. A spouse can be forced to testify as to general information such as the defendant's habits, remember the rule law of normal, employment, and schooling. Let's see what the exceptions are. Okay. The court can compel a spouse to testify against the other or divulge confidential communications. Common exceptions to the spousal testimony privilege exist where a spouse is charged with a crime against the other spouse, a child of either spouse or any child, or a third party in the course of committing a crime against the other spouse. Another common exception applies when a spouse is asked to testify about matters occurring before the marriage. So, except an exception is, I was correct, it is when exists where a spouse is charged with a crime against the other spouse or a child of the either spouse or any child. That is when spousal testimonial privilege does not apply. Okay. Also, there's exception if they're asked to testify about matters occurring before the marriage or get a crime against the other spouse. So, when children are involved, a crime against a child, spousal privilege does not exist. It's excused. Okay? It is an exception, thank goodness, right? Beautiful that they have that in there. Good morning, Cajun Juju. Hello, everyone. Ginger Snap, Maria Cariello. We are talking about the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappearance today. It was 10 months yesterday. We have a little movement in the case. The mother has pled or invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. And we are reading a little bit about that. We just found out spousal privilege. There are exceptions. It's an exception, though, when a crime is committed against a child or the other spouse. High love, not war. We also found out thus far that Sumner County, their grand jury meets. I shared with you the first 4 days, Monday through Thursday of each month. This month, that would fall on a holiday. So the first full Monday through Thursday of January is the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. So hopefully the grand jury will be meeting then. That could be why KP has invoked her Fifth Amendment rights, or because police have asked her questions that she does not want to answer, because those are the cases in which you invoke your Fifth Amendment rights. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you all for being here. I have a cute little video I'm going to share. This is credit to Center for Civic Education. You can get 60-second civics lessons from here. Also, if you like to get the updates on what's been happening around the world and quickly, you can clue in on YouTube to CNN 10, and it gives the 10 top things going around in the world right now. Let's go ahead and watch Civic for Education. This is full credit to, what did I say? To Center for Civic Education. Full credit to.
Civic Education. I'm Mark Gage. The power to prosecute a person for a crime, potentially taking away their life, liberty, or property, is one of the most powerful tools a government has. The American founders realized this, so with the Fifth Amendment, they sought to protect Americans against the government unfairly using its power to prosecute. First, the amendment requires the government to present evidence to a grand jury that a serious federal crime has been committed. This group of jurors then decides whether there is enough evidence to formally charge a person who is accused of serious crime. This formal criminal charge is called an indictment. A person who is indicted is then put on trial for the crimes they are accused of having committed. The Fifth Amendment also protects Americans against being put on trial more than once for the same crime, which is referred to as double jeopardy. The amendment also provides protection against self-incrimination. You might have heard the expression, "I plead the Fifth." This means that a person is using their right to remain silent, that is, to refuse to answer questions that might result in their conviction of a crime. A person cannot be forced to testify against themselves during court proceedings. If we did not have this protection, a person might be tortured into providing a confession. One of the most important protections of the Fifth Amendment is the right to what is called due process of law. This is divided into both procedural and substantive due process. Procedural due process means that the government must use proper legal procedures if it seeks to deprive a person of their life, liberty, or property. Substantive due process means that a person's right to life, liberty, or property cannot be restricted or taken away by government without sufficient reason. Finally, the Fifth Amendment protects.
And also invoking the Fifth Amendment right is they don't want it to be looked upon as guilt, and some juries do. But I just saw a message that I wanted to share with all of you too, but I will do that in a second. Thank you, by the way, for that update. I was also going to say double jeopardy when they say what that means is you can't bring someone in twice for the same charge. And that's why, for instance, Casey Anthony could not be brought back in for the unaliving of her child because she had already been found not guilty. So they want to get rock solid cases, right? So they can put the proper people behind bars for justice. Thank you so much for being here for this morning. We're learning about the Fifth Amendment, the right to invoke your Fifth Amendment right now.
The right to be fairly compensated if the government takes away a person's property for public use. This is called the Takings Clause. That's all for today's podcast. 60 Second Civic.
Okay, I have an important message from, let's see here. Thank you, YouTuber, by the way. That's very generous. And YouTuber says, Jay, sorry, I don't want to dampen the mood at all, which you're not. We always need accuracy. Thank you so much. But just for accuracy, allegedly, Justin says KP pled the fifth months ago. But yes, we've only heard about it now via Nick. Okay, that's really interesting. So if she pled the fifth months ago, that would mean, because you plead the fifth when police are trying to question you, and also for testimony. So regardless of when, thank you, YouTuber, for that. Never dampening the mood, always wanting information as we can get it, most accurate. Thank you so very much. Member Cat's been a member for 2 months. Thank you, my dear, for your support. Thank you for updating us. We appreciate you. I appreciate all of your support, and you're very, very welcome. NJ's has gifted a Crime Time membership. Please thank NJ's for her generosity and growing our family yet again. And welcome to our family. Thank you, NJ's. And thank you so much for the super sticker. Very sweet. And Nani McPoppins has joined the family. Welcome to the family, Noni. We meet Saturdays, which is tomorrow already, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You are all very sweet. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Okay, let's keep looking at things. I want to go over, see if I have anything else on the, let me see if there's anything else that I want to share with you that I've pulled aside here. Okay, I'm going to just reiterate something with you real quick, and then we will go on to the updates of the people allegedly involved, keeping things quiet. Oh, let's go back to this for a minute. I want to share the jury stuff with you for a minute. So, just, I'm not sure if I told you, but it's 12 members is their grand jury. Okay. And they serve for 3 months. And they meet the first week, Monday through Thursday, which I told you of every month. They consider all criminal cases by the district attorney general, who is Whitley. They inquire into any report of a criminal offense brought to its attention. They inquire of any abuse of official or abuse of office by state or local official. In my opinion, that may be happening based on the update I'm going to read to you, and to report the results of its actions to the court. Okay, we are going to go to the X again. And I am going to update you on the people they believe are keeping it quiet, which is why we've had a shroud of secrecy around this case, not only, and I think they're referring to the first 9 months and them having to pull information. Okay. Let's go ahead and get to that post real quick. That's an important post also. Okay. This is a very important post. It gives us a lot of information, and I'm going to turn to my notes so I don't have to take notes again. I have notes on this. These posts are important. They give us a lot of information. Here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and read, and I will try and enlarge it. Oh, I'm sorry, Bev. I hope you feel better. I had it last Christmas. Hi, show poodles. She does have that right. It's not what it has said is invoking your Fifth Amendment right. You have every right to do so. It does not equate guilt, although jurors often and people often perceive it like that. So lots of things going on, Sam R. It all adds up. Hello, Dark Angel. Please be sure and thank NJ's if you get her gifted membership. I appreciate you all being here. Okay, let's go ahead and read the update. It's kind of stirring up, isn't it? I'm behind. Sorry, I'm way behind in your comments. Excuse me. There we go. Okay. Yes, that's what I said, Tennessee whiskey. They are not to interpret it as guilt. Correct. It is us who sees it as guilt. People on the jury would it does perceive as guilt, but they are not supposed to see it as guilt. Absolutely correct. Thank you for your wording. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we're about to read. By this time, their eyes are on every single suspect, including the YouTubers who are part of the hate group. Yes, they are mentioned having meetings. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay. At Night Private Intelligence is renewing its call for public assistance as part of the ongoing effort to uncover the truth behind the disappearance of Sebastian Waindrake Rogers, who vanished on February 25th, 2024, at the age of 15. Sebastian is now 16. He turned 16 on December 7th, and yesterday marked 10 months of him being reported missing. This case remains an active criminal investigation with critical unanswered questions. Okay, so interesting to note, before the area was Hartsville Park and Enoch Way, the intersection, they are no longer focusing on Hartsville Pike. They are just focusing on Enoch Way, the 100 block. We know Step family lives there, 2 members. At Night is specifically seeking information related to suspicious activity on the 100 block of Enoch Way from Friday, February 23rd, shows premeditation in my opinion, to Monday, February 26, 2024. We are particularly interested in the presence of various cars and trucks in the area. If you observed any unusual behavior, unfamiliar vehicles, or other noteworthy activity, even during this time frame, please come forward. Even minor details could prove critical in uncovering what happened in the days leading up to Sebastian's disappearance. So in the area of where the steps are, they are looking for unusual behavior from Friday to Monday. unusual behavior, unfamiliar vehicles, noteworthy activity, okay? Early case obstructions and intimidation. Here's where creators, YouTubers are brought up. As we revisit the early days of this case, remember the silence. It is clear that critical information was drowned out by distractions and misinformation. Organized artifact findings disguised as searches, suspicious meetings involving local creators and the Proudfoots in March and April 2024, and intimidation tactics designed to silence independent coverage all contributed to delaying progress. These mafia style attempts, which is organized crime, to control the narrative discouraged open discussions and public accountability. I do know that, in my opinion, from what I'm hearing from locals and neighbors, it certainly silenced the neighbors. They wanted nothing to do with it. Okay. So what you're seeing what we've just learned right here is there have been organized artifact findings disguised as searches. So you need to, please don't mention any creators in the chat. I know they're talking about creators, but let's not please do that. Okay. So I guess you'll have to think about what has been found, the artifact findings, and assimilate in your mind, form your opinion. Which ones do you think could have been organized and disguised as a search? Suspicious meetings involving local creators and the Proudfoots in March and April. Allegedly, one was a party, I heard. And intimidation tactics designed to silence, okay? Mafia style. This is where it gets interesting. So, what I want you to do is think about it. You now have, who do we have mentioned here? We have the P-Foots mentioned. That's 2 individuals. We have local creators mentioned. We are not going to name those names, but let's just say there's only 2. We're going to give the plural the benefit of the minimum, okay? 2. So we now have 4 people that they are discussing. Shroud of secrecy. We understand that 2 friends of the family hold critical information that could shed light on this case. Additionally, connections between friends of the in-laws and individuals involved in building homes for political figures and officials in Tennessee have created a shroud of secrecy that looms over the investigation. Wow. So let's go over that. Okay. So now we have 2 friends of the family, right? With information they believe. We have the in-laws, that's 2. We have connections between friends of the in-laws. So friends, let's just say friends is 2. I'm sure that's many more in my opinion. Okay. And individuals involved in building homes. We know 1 is in the family in our opinion, 2nd gen, DG. But they're saying individuals involved in building homes. So we'll put 2 home builders here. And so individuals involved in building homes for political figures and officials in Tennessee. So we have political figures, 2. We're just going to say 2. We don't know how many, but we know it's plural. And officials. So 2. So all of that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We now have 16 people mentioned that may be involved or have been making things secretive and information not coming out. Wow, right? To anyone with knowledge of these connections or potential leads, we urge you to come forward. Your information could be pivotal in breaking through barriers that have slowed progress in this case. We're going to come back. I just want to talk to you for a second. So, hi, Ada. Good to see you. We are praying for your family. Oh, your uncle passed away, Ada, on Christmas Eve. I'm so sorry, Ada. A lot going on with your family. We are praying. Prayers for Yada and his family. Their uncle passed away on Christmas Eve. Yes, so ASB 412. A lot has been going on in this case. That's what happened to me with Summer. It became hard to follow if you weren't reporting every day because it was all chaos and smoke. But we have some updates now, and I'm glad you're back. So, we also have a family member in the house, so let's be considerate right now, please. So, right there, what that's insinuating is there are about, if we're just doing the minimum of 2 for plural, 16 people have been mentioned to keeping a shroud over this of secrecy. And we can relate to that because we understand that we were there during no information, nothing going on, different narratives, all of the above, right? So, okay. So that's 16 people right there. And let's go over what they're actually saying. What they are saying is mafia style, which is organized crime. But what they are saying is that there are people building homes. So let's talk about the home builders for a second. The home builders build a house for a official and a politician, right? Now, what it says is that that connections between friends of the in-laws and individuals involved in building the homes. So you have the in-laws who bring in friends who see the home builders, a connection to building houses for officials and politicians. And then you have to ask yourself, what were they getting? What were the in-laws, the friends, and the home builders getting? The home builders and the in-laws and the friends getting in return for those homes being built. I'm very sorry for your loss, Yada. Terrible time around the holidays, my friend. Prayers up for Yada and her family. Okay, so what is being given? Yes, we should all be respectful all of the time, not just if family is in the house. Correct. You've got that, Jen. But I always like to give a reminder when we do have family in the house. And we are a very respectful community, but I do like to give a reminder when we have family, Jen, that arrives. Thank you. So, and yesterday, I think it was Nick or someone retweeted a post from September about law enforcement needing to abide by the boundaries of law and rules. So they retweeted that about LE. So, what are the people who are getting a home? Blind eye for wrongdoing and crime allegedly could be. No, I won't hold back, Yada. I just want I just want us to remember you're in the house. It can't all be easy. Okay, so houses are being built. Are we turning our heads for crime? Is that allegedly why we had 9 silent months of we don't know anything? There's no foul play. We don't know what we don't know. Sebastian Strong, he's going to change Tennessee. Good morning, Chemistry Queen. Thank you for that comment, by the way. That was very nice. So, a huge politician lives in Gallatin. I will look that up. I'm not going to say her name out loud. It's probably public record, but Diane B. Thank you. So, what are they getting? A lot of great comments yesterday. Maybe not having to get certain permits, not having to pay certain fees, building homes, concrete. Interesting, Cajun Juju. Yes, we heard the conversation. We've heard that conversation about concrete. Scary, right? I think they're shedding some light on the corruption, in my opinion, and the secrecy. It looks like it could be a ring. And now let's not forget we have those 16 people that we tallied up. Don't forget that we have a person of interest that was mentioned who may be tied wanted for child or for trafficking. So that would give us 17. We also have a person of interest related to the family by marriage. So I don't know if that's already been included up above. Okay. We have people who have been infiltrating the system. We also have 2 connections in Oregon. That takes us to 19 people. This is bigger than we think. This is bigger than we thought, in my opinion. Jessica Lynn, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. You're just a great person, Jay. Keep being awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kind words. Hi, Momming It Up. How you doing? Yes, positive things for Sebastian from Sebastian while we get Sebastian through this. Okay, the DA is Whitley. So it says, if the DA has a case, they had been working on it for 10 months. During the holidays, the government works with a skeleton crew. Nothing is going to be gained. Okay. I don't know why. Now, I heard of it last night. I heard of it last night. It was posted, it was announced. YouTuber said, Justin said last night that she did plead the fifth a few months ago. This is the first that publicly we are hearing of this. So I do not know, but that's from Justin. Exactly. It said sunset gazing that people who plead the fifth, you plead the fifth with police custody and not wanting to answer questions, and also in order for testimony. Okay. It does protect you from several things. Let me share it with you real quick before we go back to this update. Let me share with you what it covers again. Okay, let me take this down. Thank you for that great comment. Okay. The Fifth Amendment of the United States protects citizens from the government in several ways. So it protects you from self-incrimination. So it prevents the government from forcing someone to testify against themselves in a criminal case. It protects you against double jeopardy. The Fifth Amendment prevents the government from prosecuting someone more than once for the same crime. Thus, the reason Kaylee Anthony's walking free, in my opinion, and OJ did. Grand jury protects you in the grand jury. The Fifth Amendment guarantees the right to a grand jury trial. Due process. The Fifth Amendment requires that due process of law be followed in any proceeding that could result in the loss of life, liberty, or property. Just compensation. The Fifth Amendment requires the government to compensate citizens if it takes their property for public use. And equal protection. It guarantees equal protection before the law. And the Fifth Amendment is protection against self-incrimination, is intended to preserve the integrity of the judicial system. So it is all in the Fifth Amendment is to protect you during criminal proceedings, criminal case, criminal questioning. Okay. So Yeah, the one who had that case, I could be. Yes, I have heard from locals, dirty judges, allegedly. I have heard that from locals, just so you know. Did I see High Paper Foreman 1? Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Hi, Cinderella. Okay, we are going to keep going on the updates, and then we're going to watch Deceptive Detective. He did a little bit, a small analysis of CP on Elevated Truth, and I'd like to watch that. Yes, keep up the chatter. You all recall when I did the videos on Craddock and then followed up with a video on the ethics violation of a county commissioner. And that's when I received keep your nose out of Sumner County politics. Unless you live here, it's none of your business. Well, then I knew right there. Remember, we knew that. Remember in my slide, we put something's messy here. We knew right then that something was real messy. And I reported that. Yes, I've heard dirty judges as well, dirty commissioners, dirty politicians. But you know what? Allegedly, hi. Hi, prayer warrior. I'm glad you subbed up to them. Yeah. So, hi, Shining Star. Hi, CL. Yes, you don't have to help them investigate you. So that self-incrimination. Oh my goodness, we need to hit that thumbs up, everyone. Hit that thumbs up, please. Hit that thumbs up. If you were in the house and have not, it just takes a second. It could be your exercise for the day. Give me some exercise. Hit that thumbs up, please. Only about a third of you a fourth of you have hit that thumbs up. Let's go, please. I so appreciate it. Oh, let's keep going on our updates. So we have a lot of people putting a shroud of secrecy in their opinion, and on top of it, creators in their local creators. So here is a message to those involved, and this gives me the absolute chills. And we read this. This KP being added, KP invoking her Fifth Amendment rights was added to one of the updates. So when you look at night's updates, sometimes you have to scroll down because it looks like the same one, but they've added something to the bottom. Message to those involved. If you have Sebastian or know his whereabouts, we implore you to act in his best interest. Bold. Take him to a nearby store and instruct him to go inside and dial 911 after counting to 60. This simple act ensures your safety and guarantees that Sebastian can safely return home to those who love him. How to provide information. So they are looking for suspicious activity on Enoch Way, which is the 100 block of where the step relatives live. If you have information, please contact Sebastian at manhunts.1. They're really looking for vehicles of interest or suspicious activity or other details. Alternatively, you may call, Sebastian at manhunts.1, $250,000 reward. If you're not going to do it for the right reasons, do it now for the money. 833-TELL-DOG, 844-922-3236. They are closing in. It is time to move forward and come forward. Alternatively, you may reach out to the appropriate law enforcement agencies, Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, FBI. Sebastian remains the focus of a relentless national search effort. We will not stop. We are Sebastian's army, and we are going to bring him home. Despite attempts to derail and intimidate those seeking the truth, and friends, I believe this is much bigger than we thought. This is not one little boy, one young man who chose to walk out of his home. This includes many people. We're talking about allegedly homes being built for politicians and officials who are turning their heads or allowing things to remain secret when a child's life is at stake. So in my opinion, we're talking about a criminal ring. What is the payment for building the homes allegedly? What are people receiving that would be worth their political careers? It's got to be big. Despite attempts to derail and intimidate those seeking the truth, we remain steadfast in our mission to uncover what happened and bring Sebastian home. Thank you for your continued support and vigilance. Your courage and contributions are invaluable as we work together to find Sebastian and deliver justice. Yes, amen. And we are going to look real quick at the map of the neighborhood so I can show you. Where's my Google Maps? Hold on. I'm going to show you where there are, where sources say there are more cameras in the neighborhood. And I hadn't told you this till last night. I didn't feel it was time, but I'm telling you now. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Just trying to take it here. Okay. So let's make sure you can see what I'm looking at. Not yet. Okay. I want to show you what little mice are saying, what we are hearing, and what is being shared. Okay. I'm going to back it out a little bit so house numbers aren't on there. Okay. Okay. You with me? Sources say, now right here, let me move it up a little bit more. Okay. Right here. This is where the car was caught on camera. The dark gray or dark black or the black sedan. Okay, caught on camera here from this home, right? Caught on camera here. We see flashlights, but we don't see anyone getting out. We see them coming back to the vehicle. Well, what sources say, and I've been told, is this is Kellen Lane. Remember, they came down here at one point and were jamming Wi-Fi's, okay? And then turned around and came back. Well, allegedly what occurred, this is the home directly behind them, is they pulled up around here. See where my cursor is? And two people got out. Over here, one was waiting right around here in the corner with a flashlight. May have been the person who alerted that they had arrived. I don't know. But the person in the neighborhood, one of them told me there were 4 flashlights, just so you know. One here, 2 get out of the car, 1 comes from the house. Okay? So this person here, standing at the corner with the flashlight, may have been the signaler to someone allegedly. This is all theory for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as fact. No one is being accused. This is speculation, theory, and opinion, trying to raise awareness and theorize regarding the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So, 2 get out here, okay? The car comes down here, and now it's caught on camera over here, okay? So you have two getting out, one coming over, one standing here. This one jumps the ditch, okay? Moves through here. Remember, pauses could have been if someone was carrying or handing off Sebastian allegedly. The three of them. Now there's three here, right here, allegedly. Goes back to the car at Kellen. One goes back to the house. What I want to tell you is one goes back to the house. Sorry, I pointed to the wrong house. And the house is all locked back up. Allegedly. Right, so they're dropped off over here, caught on camera here. This home right here, allegedly, has a very sophisticated camera system. Okay? They have a very sophisticated camera system. They have 7 cameras at least. They have night vision and audio on their cameras. Okay? What they caught is not known to the neighbors. Okay, so if they caught anything on their cameras, it was not known to the neighbors. However, let's look at the satellite surveillance that was released by X because they give us a little spotlight of that home. Let's get to it here. Oh, I have to go back to at night. 1 second. Thank you all for being here. You know, in my meme girl, people who have nothing to hide nothing. I like that statement also. Hurting people hurt people, right? Great statements to live by. Great comment, CL. I'm going to put that up there. Wasn't it day 3 she stopped talking to Seth? In my opinion, that's when she stopped talking to Ellie too. Ellie started the investigation on day 6 and searched the landfill days later. And great comment. Thank you. There are good and bad people in all positions of authority. And, you know, I always tell people in all churches, you've got good and bad, in all schools, in all positions of power, right? All family. I mean, you have it in every facet, usually good and evil. Yes, Gemma, I am reading an update from at night. Absolutely, I am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for inquiring. And we are going to continue to do so. Okay, I want to show you something. They are, oh, it's back here. They are, see if it's this one. No. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. What I want to show you is, and this was quite intriguing, is this is surveillance, satellite imagery, February 23rd. Are you seeing it? Okay, from at night, and that is the home with all the cameras allegedly, right? So why is at night focusing on that? I'm praying for Sebastian's safe return too, and for all the family members. So it's interesting, right? Maybe they're letting them know, the criminals. This house caught footage. I don't know. But look what's next. Look what else they show us of this home. So look here. Here's their vehicles, right? They have, it's an RV or a fifth wheel. Looks like a white pickup. This is the house. They have an outbuilding here. They have a fence around here. See the fence? And this back faces the back of the P-foots. Okay. Now, what's interesting is, why are they showing the neighbors? Oops. Why are they showing their house? And why have they now zoomed in? Why are we now seeing satellite imagery of them zooming in on the neighbors directly behind P-foots, their RV, their truck? So I originally thought they were showing us that home because to let them know, um, we knew that they had, or, let the criminals know that they knew they had cameras sophisticated with sound, audio, night vision. But now, when we look at it, why are they zooming in on their, oops, sorry, my notes just took a fall. Why are they zooming in on their home? Some Gina H says at Crime Time Buzz, there is a person walking from PF House over there. In this photo? Oh, interesting. Okay, let's take a look. Gina H, if you could let me know which photo you're referring to. Hi, Dream in a Blue Skies. Cuckoo, cachoo. Yes, someone tried to hack into At Night's security system. So we have that person too, which takes us to 20. Literally 20. And that's just us counting 2 people for every plural they gave us. Okay? They should have never been allowed to leave the state. We were told the date of the what we're looking at is February 23rd from 10:19 a.m. to 11:49 a.m. It is the Friday, so Sebastian would have been at school, and they are surveilling 100 block of Enoch Way and 1000 block of Stafford, and we know who lives in each place. Hey, show poodles. Okay. Auntie Ree, yes, she is allowed her Fifth Amendment rights. Absolutely. No one is saying she isn't. We are saying she has invoked them. Okay. That's serious. Maybe the camera in the corner. Okay. So, Gina H., you said someone was walking. Yes. And please don't be offended if my mods delete your opinion, delete your comment if it does not say allegedly, in my opinion. It's not to be rude, it is to be protect you, me, and everyone. Yeah, I don't know the previous photo. Thank you, Gina. Appreciate you. Previous photo. This one? I don't see anyone walking. I'm so bad at these. Let me try a different one. Now, I have a question. Gina, we'll go back to that real quick because I do want to see the person walking that you're referring to. I have a question, and I was trying to, if you're looking at this home, this is what Stafford, P-foots. Does this look like a person to you? Or is that just something I'm seeing here? We looked at this. We were trying to figure out what that was. I don't see a person walking, Gina H. I know I'm on the wrong photo right now, but I do want to see it. Let's look here. This is that white car. If you look at this, these are what they're asking us to do is enlarge these, compare them to Google Maps, see if we see any temporary structures that normally aren't around, things that are laid around that shouldn't be there, suspicious vehicles. Like, for instance, this vehicle looks like it could be one that's on Enoch Way. So they want us to look through these, and I'm looking for that person walking. I'm so bad, Gina H, at this. Forgive me. So Gina, is this the one? Wait, do you mean right here? Okay. Okay. Just to show you, I will come back to you, Gina, because I do want to see that. Just to show you, they are also looking at Enoch Way. See, I wondered if this, look at this. Is that vehicle that's here? Okay, so they are looking at, is this CP's truck at Mom's house on the 23rd? Okay. They want us to zoom in on these, right? But this looks like it could be that same vehicle. See? Black on the top. I don't know. We are going to go to detection. Gina H, I'm so sorry I can't see it. Christina Phillips, I agree. Y'all, let's just be kind to each other. We all come here with many different opinions and feelings, especially as the case heats up. Okay? Let's just be kind to each other. You're allowed to block each other. If there's someone who bothers you, their opinion, you can mute them so you don't see them in chats. So, appreciate you all being here. Okay. Walking between the fences by the shed. You're amazing, Gina H. Let me go back to it. Walking between the fences by the shed. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go back to theirs. Right here. I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone. Oh, huh. So they are studying the time of 10:19 to 11:49 a.m. Sorry, I'm looking, Gina H. I'm trying. Am I looking in the right spot here? Is this the spot, Gina? Let me come back to you. Yes, Julie. KP has invoked her Fifth Amendment. It was listed on at night last night. Well, at first it's the neighbor's white truck and RV apparently. Oh my goodness, only a third of you have hit the thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much. No, outside the fence to the right. Down to the right of the shed. Zoom in. I'm so bad at this. Okay, I'm trying. To the right of the shed, zoom in. Oh, for Pete's sake. That's as far as I can zoom. And you're saying I'm in the wrong place. To the right of the shed when you're. Can someone do me a favor? Can you circle it and email it to me? To the right of the shed is two shadows. I know. Oh, right here? Are you all talking about right here? Huh. Someone do me a favor. A lot of you will circle things and email them to me. Can you do that for me? I appreciate you all so much. I will go ahead and so they're looking at both 100 Enoch Way block, which we know are two. Well, they've mentioned already in-laws being involved. Um, yes, it's behind Sebastian's home. Oh, looks almost like a well. I know ASB 412. I'm so bad at it, but you all are amazing. Hi, Women's Warrior. Thank you. I'm asking if someone will, because you all are so amazing. The way you blow things up, you circle them for me, and then you send them to me via email so I can see them. Tree, shadow, then person. Got it. So it's here. Is it here then? And this was in the morning on Friday beforehand. At first, I thought maybe CP had put his fifth wheel over here to hide it. But I spoke to a neighbor and they said, no, this family has their own. So you're all amazing. Okay. Thank you. Wait, what? Uh-huh. Now let's ask ourselves this. Why is it important that a person is standing, I call him backdoor neighbor, on the other side of the fence of the backdoor neighbor? Pretty hate machine, apparently there's a person. Jay, if they follow the cars to this location, surely they can see where they went afterwards. They are trying to get right now they're getting the trap. They said they're looking at traffic things, information. Okay, hold on. Someone. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Misty. Misty emailed it to me. For those of you who haven't seen it, I will send it to you. Okay. And then I will load up detection detected. But the question is, why is it relevant? Good morning, 7 True. The time of the satellite photo is 11:49 a.m. on February 23rd. They're laying down the breadcrumbs, Karen says. Dog will have an announcement soon with more. They're playing right into his hands, in my opinion. Yes, don't forget, Dog's going to be giving it that white pickup. Now, what are you seeing about that white pickup? Where did that just go? Looks like writing on the front of the shirt. Thank you, Show Poodles. I will pull it up. Hi, Victoria Burgess. Someone said something. The RV has GPS. They did a geofencing ping, so any vehicles that moved the 25th and 26th time, I know for a fact. Now, the white pickup, what do we know about that white pickup? Is there anything you know about that? What are you saying? The Proudfoot home, from this home, let me show you. Here's their house. Proudfoots are here. Their back of their homes right here. Okay? Their backyards face each other. So they're right here. So this home is directly behind the Proudfoot home. I'm going to load up Deception Detective and then the emails. One moment. Thank you all for being here. So let's see here. We've got 2 emails. Thank you to those of you who just emailed me, Show Poodles and Misty Fisher. Okay, so Misty, it was exactly where I thought it was. Thank you, dear. Thank you, thank you. And I'll show you all too. Just a minute. I'm just trying to see. Oops, I closed it out. Hold on. I'm going to start you on the Deception Detective while I get the person loaded up. And why is it relevant at 11:49 a.m. on the 23rd? Why is the neighbor's house relevant and someone standing near their home? And we'll look at that email. I just want to get us to Deception Detectives analysis of is CP lying? Let's see here. There. Is CP guilty?
That's why I can confidently say that this is a manipulation tactic.
Hold
The
on.
only upside of this.
Okay, this is going to be for fair use. I am going to be playing the Deception Detective. He did do a analysis of CP's interview on Elevated Truth. He did a portion of it, and we are going to go ahead and look at that portion that he did analyze. This is the Deception Detective. If you are not familiar, and I know a few of you told me you had never heard of this channel, and you went over 155. Star, did you hear me? 155. To show that CP was there allegedly on the 23rd. Someone was checking the walkable path taken on the night of the 25th and 26th. Hold on, let me see what y'all are saying here. Okay, let me get to my Deception Detective. I'll share, and then I'll load up those emails that were sent to me. And we will go back to it. Thank you all for being here. It is Friday, December 27th. We have information that is coming out about people and places and neighborhoods of interest. Fifth Amendment rights, political figures, you name it. Officials, Okay, I am going to play Deception Detective. As you know, I will be stopping every few minutes just because I need to go ahead and put in some educational commentary or criticism. But I'm going to mute and then I will be getting that email ready for you. Thanks for being here.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? I want to know what's this talk that somebody on this panel is saying that I told you that my truck was in that neighborhood the night Sebastian went missing or the night before.
That's not what was said. What was said was you said that your truck's Wi-Fi was in the cart when the cart team did their thing from on the 25th or the 26th. And I also restated that it could have very well been when you came home after Sebastian went missing.
So that would have had to been the 26th when I got to my house.
That's
around
what
in the afternoon.
we said.
That's what we said.
Chris. That's exactly what we said.
Before we
Say goodbye to Slack because chat's here and it's inside ClickUp. Everything you need in chat is here. Like your DMs.
Before we get too deep, let me just bring everyone to the table. Sebastian Rogers is an autistic teen who went missing sometime between the evening on February 25th and early the next morning. Chris Proudfoot, the guy on the call here, is his stepdad. And he says that he was out of town on work until the 26th when he was called and told that Sebastian was missing, and then he drove home. That's why he's so adamant that his truck didn't connect to the Wi-Fi at the house until the afternoon of the 26th. In other words, Chris has an alibi, but that doesn't mean he's clueless about the disappearance or even uninvolved. For example, he could have said something to Sebastian that evening on the phone, which caused him to run away. Or his wife, Katie, who was the only adult with Sebastian at the time, could have done something to Sebastian, whether it was by accident or on purpose, and then confided in Chris. And now he's hiding that information in order to protect her. So we still need to listen closely. And from the other interviews I've analyzed of him with Nancy Grace, Web Sleuths, the local news, there's plenty of signs that he knows more than he's letting on.
My truck wasn't in the area, the vicinity, and the FBI knows this. So don't speak of my truck being in that vicinity, that area, until the 26th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's what we said.
Well, not the time frame, but
Not the time
Well, now
frame.
you know
You
the
didn't know
time
the
frame.
time. But what we said was that they did it for the 25th and the 26th. So it's just as much likely that it was when he came in after Sebastian went missing.
Yeah, and that's why I was confused because I was like, what? And then that's why I said it had to have been when he came home.
Well, see, the
Or,
problem
whatever.
is you get a bunch of people out here. You say one thing, you mean one thing, and this, that, and another, and then it runs wild like a fucking brush fire that goes crazy.
it's true.
And here we are. We're 10 months into this. We got no leads. We got nothing. But yet we got another team over here that's out here just throwing shade left and right and a bunch of crap.
That's what we're talking about. We think it's very dangerous. People are being thrown under the bus and nobody seems to fucking care.
Who's in the back chat?
I have no idea. Hold on.
It's that fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Under Chris's name, too.
Yeah. I see it in the back chat, yeah.
So
I don't-
who is this person?
Clue of having something
I
to
have
do
no
with
idea who it is, to be honest with you.
What the hell's her name again?
You talk about mom and
Panel did a better interview than Nancy Grace. And I'll link my analysis of her interview of Chris and Katie at the end of this video so you can watch that next to compare and contrast. That said, they did the hard part of getting Chris Proudfoot to call into their show. I've extended multiple invitations for him to do an interview with me, and I've been rebuffed every time. So they have him there. They have him talking about his truck, essentially his alibi, and when it connected to the home Wi-Fi. And what do? They sideline Chris to talk about some behind-the-scenes drama with some other creator who's trying to join the live stream. Instead, what I really wish they had done is challenge him on that alibi. They had the perfect opportunity and segue to do it. For example, they could have said, does your truck connect to any other Wi-Fi's automatically? Does it connect to the Wi-Fi at your workplace? Would logs show us when your truck disconnected from the workplace Wi-Fi? Does your truck have GPS as well? If we check the logs, would it show us the route you took and all the stops you made? Would there be any unusual stops? Another thing I wanted to point out, though, is that Chris also seems to have gotten distracted by the creator drama. If you've seen my analysis of other parents of missing children who genuinely don't know what happened to their kid, they typically have an agenda when they have an audience, whether it's asking for help or asking for prayers or providing updates or giving out a phone number for people to call with tips. So as we listen on, let's listen to see if Chris does any of that, or is he just here for the drama or to be on the defensive or some other purpose?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, she just said, I'm psycho, LMFAO. Yeah, but you psycho as fuck.
Says
and you
Chris,
need a
tell
bitch.
them to let MK Ultra in.
And you need a bitch.
Well, I
It ain't my show to. It ain't my show to control who gets in and who gets out.
I wouldn't let them in for anything. Those people are fucking
No.
sus.
So I'm not even going to pay attention to that. What I want to talk about is what we're doing up here, right? The point of this situation is that all of the bullshit has got to fucking stop. All of it. The putting shit behind the scenes for creators to talk about. Seth needs to stop it. Chris and Katie need to stop it.
Well, hold on. Let me stop you there because we ain't putting stuff out behind the scenes.
Bullshit.
Well, Chris, can I ask you about
what are we putting out behind the scenes?
Chris, don't put me in this position. Don't do it. Do not pull my man card. Chris, don't pull my man card and put me in this position.
I ain't pulling anybody's man card.
Chris, I'm going to ask you one more time. Do not put me in this position.
Well, the way you're making it sound is a little odder than it may be true. So maybe instead of getting like that with him, because he may not know what you're referring to, because to be
Yes,
honest,
he does.
But it's for Sebastian, right?
I'm not up here to have an issue with you, Chris. I just sat here and said, I don't think you have anything to do with the disappearance of your stepson. But do not put me in the position of you saying that there's not shit being pushed behind closed doors when you know damn well there has been.
I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't even a thing out there that we're afraid of. We
I don't
haven't
think there
done
is
anything.
either.
Hold on. Let me finish. Because this isn't about fucking sides. Once again, when all these creators can get past this shit and finally focus back on Sebastian, then the case might go somewhere. But it won't go anywhere if everybody is out here putting different narratives out there that don't need to be out there.
We all agree on that.
I don't agree, actually. As reasonable as Chris's statement sounds, well, don't put all these narratives out there that don't need to be out there. It's actually a giant red flag. Because if you don't know what happened, there's no way to know which narratives are useful and which aren't. On your screen now is my spotting hoaxes card from my deception deck, my 52 favorite rules for spotting lies and manipulation. And one of the best signs that someone is hoaxing, in other words, pushing a narrative that they know isn't true, is conclusiveness. It's impossible to say what's relevant or irrelevant, or which tips are a waste of time and which ones are good if you have no idea what happened. And since I can predict the comments, I agree that it's possible Chris simply just meant he doesn't want his and Katie's personal lives plastered all over social media. And that's fair enough. But the question still remains, how do you know which elements of those personal lives are irrelevant? Remember, Chris wasn't there when Sebastian went missing. So how can he be so sure that nothing in Katie's past, or her medical history, or financial history, or history with Seth, or any other person he doesn't know about, wasn't a factor in Sebastian's disappearance? I wasn't there, so I can't rule any of it out. And Chris shouldn't be able to either, unless he has some sort of idea of what happened.
Right, but that includes everybody,
again,
Chris.
Yeah, that includes everybody. And I'm going to tell you something. If you come at me sideways, or you come at my family sideways, you can bet your tail that when we bring the proof, it's proof. It's plain and simple.
Well, that's the thing, Chris. No one is
I don't
accusing
throw shade at people. I bring the proof. That's the difference.
About what?
Whatever. If y'all want to come out and say some shit, come out and say it.
Who has said? What are you?
Okay, I'm going to pause there for a second and talk about what he said about CP not know. Well, like he's saying, we don't need all these different narratives out there. And what Deception Detective is saying is CP shouldn't know. He should not be conclusive about which narrative he wants out there. He should have curiosity and want to hear the different narratives and things that could have happened. He said that's a red flag. And also, he should be curious why Katie took a drive to the school. Not because it shows guilt, but because he should be curious about those things because he was not there. Okay? We are going to get back to the neighbor and the RV in their driveway. One thing I do want to tell you is some people are saying 155 Star Lambert. Some people are saying that that neighbor was out of town. What I can tell you is they were at the Tuesday vigil. So if they were out of town, they may have been, Monday, but they were there Tuesday. Okay. So, because some people are thinking maybe CP parked his RV over there. But one neighbor did tell me because I asked the same thing last night. But the one person I did get a hold of last night said they have their own RV. So we're going to need to look into that a little further. But they were definitely at the Tuesday vigil. So if they were out of town, they were back in time for the vigil Tuesday. Okay, just to give you a little bit of reference. We're going to continue. I'm glad he hits right on that curiosity that's lacking. I want that deck he has so badly. What's it called? His deception deck. I want that because I could pull them for each case. That I'm going to start saving for that. We are going to mute and continue this analysis by the Deception Detective. Please go over and sub to his channel if you have not after this live.
You worried about someone saying?
It doesn't.
I don't know.
That's
I
the
don't know. Hold
problem.
on. I don't know
That's
how
the
much you
problem.
said.
Because you all come out and say different things, and you all have your little riddle ways of putting shit out there.
I think you're confusing us with different people. Never have we done riddles.
Truth out
Never.
there yesterday or the other day said some stuff about Katie.
Like what, Chris? Open that can.
I don't have the exact quote on me, okay?
Well, if you're going to accuse me on my panel, be willing to back it up.
I am willing to back it up. If I have the exact quote, I would give it to you.
I hired an AI personal assistant to do literally everything for me.
What was it about?
In regards to whether or not Katie was there or her going to the school looking for Sebastian.
You mean my question of why did Katie go to the school? Is it because Sebastian had maybe missed the bus and had walked there at some point? You're upset about that?
The way it was projected made it sound like you're questioning why did she even go to the school in the first place?
That's exactly what I was asking. Why,
because she's a mother who has a son that goes to that school.
Right.
Why wouldn't you go to the school and look for your kid?
I would agree with that.
Why?
I would have gone there too.
I would have done the same.
My question was my question was there a history of Sebastian walking to school, which is why she first thought, let me go to the school. Now, if you took that as me being disrespectful, that wasn't what it was. It was, why was her first thought go to the school? It's a simple question.
Right. And it's a simple, logical answer to think about, too.
Okay,
it is a Monday morning. He was supposed to be at school.
Pop quiz. What does Chris Proudfoot have in common with Jerry McCann, John Ramsey, Jen Soto, Don Wells, and to a degree, Chris Watts? At least one of their kids mysteriously vanished while under the care of their spouse or significant other, yet they're absolutely certain that spouse had nothing to do with it. In other words, they're certain about something that there's no evidence for, which goes right back to my point about conclusiveness. If he wasn't around, he should at least be a bit curious about why Katie took a drive the day his stepson was reported missing. In fact, I'm sure he's aware of the Madeline Soto case, which I've also covered on the channel. A little girl who was the same age as Sebastian and actually disappeared on the same day. And he might even know that it was her mom's boyfriend who killed her and dropped her body off in the next town over under the guise of driving her to school. Now, I'm not implying that's what Katie did. Personally, I think she was actually searching for Sebastian. But once again, I can't rule it out because I wasn't there. I'm at least curious about it. And the fact that Chris gets so defensive when Truth asks a very reasonable question about that is a red flag to me. He's even more defensive about what Katie was doing than his own alibi. And I think that's because Katie ultimately is the one who was responsible for Sebastian going missing. And she confided in Chris about it, and he's made the decision to defend her. Which is why he doesn't display any curiosity, but also he doesn't display any guilt. For example, he's not like the McCanns or the Wells who are pushing a kidnapping narrative. And I think in this next segment, we're going to see him get very sensitive about Katie, so pay attention.
Okay, so Deception Detective thinks KP is the one responsible with the answers, told CP, and he's defending her. He is very sensitive over two topics this evening are on this panel. That is his truck location and time and where it was when, and also KP driving to the school. So keep that in mind. Why is he so sensitive about why KP went to the school at 6:05 allegedly a.m. she's alluding to, but it was really 6:44 because dispatch said she was driving through the neighborhood. But the point is why would she go to the school at 6 a.m. when you didn't even pick up his cell phone? At least that was never in the narrative, to see if he had been communicating with anyone, talking to anyone. Was his backpack there? He left barefoot, according to you, and 6 a.m. up to the school. So I would be questioning that a little bit too. What made you go to the school that early? Did you check his phone to see if he was talking to anyone, texting anyone texted or called him? Those kind of things that we didn't hear. So let's keep going.
A parent out there who has children, they're going to do the exact same thing.
I mean, if my child was missing, I would be out screaming from the rooftops for him.
And you're saying that she's not.
I'm absolutely saying she is not out screaming from the rooftops for her child.
What you don't know happens behind closed doors.
That's not screaming from the rooftops.
Wait a minute.
If no one can hear her.
The problem is every time that somebody comes out and does something or says something, it gets twisted and turned in such a negative light. It doesn't matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
It's true, 100%.
I don't disagree with you on that. But when
once again, you're out here saying this.
Hold on. No, I'm out here saying this because I've said that. Hold on. I've said this to you and Katie personally, have I not?
You have, Truth.
Okay. Hold on.
You're not here in this situation. You're not seeing the whole picture.
Hold on. Now, when I had that conversation with you, was it one conversation, 10 conversations?
Truth, we've had several conversations.
Okay. Now, did I ever have that conversation with you with any ill intent whatsoever?
No.
Okay.
Not well.
So why are you mad at me?
Let me.
Why are you mad? Because I'm asking questions. Because I want.
I'm mad.
Hold on. You want.
Well, let me answer
Sebastian to be home.
I mean,
let me answer your question.
To talk, Truth. To be fair.
So, automatically, my phone has been blowing up ever since you started talking about my truck. So it's shit like that when it's put out there and you don't have the right information, which I'm pretty sure I've told you that before.
I said exactly what you just said.
There. Once again, are you going to let me finish?
If you'll listen to what I say and repeat it correctly,
I was trying to, but I was trying to finish my statement.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
So I've told you this before. And the cat's out of the bag. FBI looked into me a long time ago. They've tracked my whereabouts with no problems. So when you come out here and somebody makes a statement, and then once again, like I've said before, you say something and 50,000 people take it and they run with it and they twist and turn it. You could bet your sweet ass this conversation will be twisted within less than probably an hour of the show being over, if not twisted now.
It's twisted now.
Oh, somebody
Yeah.
live. Somebody's live.
Yeah, but
Oh,
here's
they're
the
all in
thing.
the chat.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
true.
how people. It doesn't matter how people twist it, right? Like they're going to
For
twist
you, it
everything.
doesn't matter
You just-
because you're not
hold
living
on.
this life that we live.
Are you going to let me?
Chris has been on this live stream for about 10 minutes at this point. Has he addressed any potential kidnappers? Has he addressed Sebastian, who might be watching? Has he asked for help in the form of donations, tips, prayers, or even given a call to action like a tip line? He hasn't done any of that. In fact, he hasn't even given an update on the case. And there was actually a big one right before this live stream. A few days prior, Dog the Bounty Hunter posted the last known footage of Sebastian alive, I think at the Texas Roadhouse Grill. So we don't have any of that from Chris here. He doesn't seem to have the same priorities or agenda as actual parents of missing children. And you don't need to take my word for that. You can go to my channel and watch me analyze parents who are confirmed to have had their kids kidnapped for examples of what they do when they get media attention. The second thing I want to point out is a tactic I've seen Chris use twice now. The first time was in my video, Do Innocent People Get Angry?, where he did something similar with web sleuths. Basically, the tactic is to call into the show accusing the hosts of saying something incorrect. In that, when it was something about his parents traveling to Alaska the day after Sebastian went missing, in this one, it's about them allegedly saying his truck connected to the Wi-Fi on the 25th instead of the 26th. And whenever the panel gets close to something sensitive to him, he circles back to that accusation and puts them on the defensive. In other words, I don't think it's a coincidence that they were talking about Katie and her unusual silence when he brought up his truck connecting to the Wi-Fi once again. There's really no reason to be circling back to it now. It's a deflection tactic we've also seen Don Wells use with YouTubers. So let's see how Truth handles it and see if he can get the conversation back on track to where it should be. He's most sensitive about Katie. That's what they should be doubling down on.
It's simple.
Okay, hello. Yes, Mama Bear, it could be very much that for sure. That they are showing the neighbor house to let CP know they have footage because he would know that that home has footage. Now, they may have thought that they had jammed that home. We don't know. May they have jammed that home? We don't know. Could have. So, this he's talking about, which I find is interesting. CB says, "Cat's out of the bag. The FBI knows my whereabouts. They can easily track me. They had watched me for a long time." Well, if the FBI can track you and knows where your truck was and knows your whereabouts and knows your truck wasn't there till 1 p.m., why are you getting upset that people are discussing it? That's what I want to know. Second, could also, why does KP run to the Texas Roadhouse and make a scene with SF, allegedly, but I've been told, and have to be asked to leave, but they're making a scene over getting that footage? Why would you do that if there was nothing on it and you had nothing to worry about? You went, you had dinner, and you left. You don't care what people see on there. Have at it. Watch it 100 million times, right? That's what I'm talking about. It's those little pieces, right? So we're going to keep going. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this morning. We are watching the Deception Detectives analysis. The truck is being used to deflect. Notice when they ask what Katie does behind the scenes, he goes back to talking to the truck again to deflect. Great comment, Chica Live, life to the fullest. Here comes a lie because he says he asked for relief to go home from work. No, you didn't. You got sent home. Gather together and give one another a group hug, that bunch, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to keep going on. Good morning, Teresa William, Oma. Fun to ski.
Are you going to let me finish? Because I'm listening to you, right? You cannot come on here and act like I'm doing something wrong because I'm paying attention to you and Katie, and you have no problem with everybody throwing shade at Seth. You have no problem with that, okay? You can't come on here and pick apart something I'm saying because you don't agree with it now, but you sit there and have no problem with people attacking Seth. Okay?
I have problems when I gave you the truth. I have a problem when I gave you the truth.
What truth? What truth?
I told you about my truck.
Is that not what I just said on my live? I literally said what you said. So why are you arguing with me about that?
Because there's a lot of questions about it. Because
I said word for word what you said.
No, you didn't. Because it wasn't, well, my truck would have been there the 25th or the 26th.
That's not what I said.
There is no question about me on the 25th. I didn't show up until at least 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 26th, period.
Can you just clarify the situation, Chris? Like what exactly? You show up on the 26th, they go for open networks. Like what was the story, just so it doesn't go further? And
Unfortunately, it looks like they took the bait. We're now rehashing the truck Wi-Fi situation, something which was perfectly cleared up within the first 30 seconds of the call. That's why I can confidently say that this is a manipulation tactic. The only upside of this annoying tactic is that it's a great tell that you're hitting on something sensitive to Chris. So hopefully panels in the future will have seen my video and can recognize it when he does it. The easiest way to shut down this sort of deflection tactic is to simply agree with him, like Truth was trying to do here. Yes, Chris, your car connected to the Wi-Fi on the 26th, not the 25th. Now about Katie, what is she doing behind the scenes, since you said she was doing something behind the scenes rather than shouting from the rooftops?
26, when I got there, okay? I went and talked to the detective, probably, I don't know, I wasn't even home maybe in 30 minutes, and I went and talked to the detectives, okay? Later on that day, I mean, there was, like we've said before, there's been people in and out of that house quite often. They brought in their special little tools and their gadgets, and they do what they do. When they saw that there was my truck's internet on their system, they were like, well, this is a new one. Well, no shit, because it's my truck.
If you have ever wanted to land a 100 to 150K a year fully remote career in as little as the next 4 months, listen up.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
My truck doesn't need to be in anybody's conversations about where it was, when it was, and how it was.
Chris, did you hear me say that I don't believe that Chris had anything to do with Sebastian? Okay, so then in saying that, when I spoke about your truck, do you think I was insinuating that you had something to do with Sebastian's disappearance?
No, I mean, that's not what I said.
I know. So my point is, it was said that your truck was there. I explained that they did because you told me that they did the geofencing thing for the 25th and 26th. Okay? Am I right?
I didn't tell you exactly what dates. I told you when they did it. However, what I'm telling you is don't insinuate my truck or me on the 25th or the morning of the 26th.
I didn't. So why are you still stuck on that?
I mean, Drew, to be fair, like I'm really trying to focus on the chat because I know we have trolls. And there are people saying that you kind of were insinuating. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of felt that too.
And that's why I was confused. I was like, what? I really was.
Me and Body were both like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, I mean, you do have a way. Hold on. You do have a way of saying things like this mysterious fucking chocolate in a like fucking Valentine box. Like, what the fuck am I gonna get? I don't know until I bite. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, you do insinuate when you speak.
I mean, I guess what's okay is that we can grill Seth to the end, but we can't grill Chris and we can't grill Katie.
No, I
Because
don't
if
think
we do
anybody's
that-
saying that.
No,
No, hold on. I'm gonna stand. I have the right to say my own opinion. I'm not saying y'all agree with me, right? But it's interesting to me that Seth has been accused of horrible things with Katie. Seth has been accused of being
Seth put
abusive.
that out.
Hold on. Can I finish, please? Just 1 second. Seth has been accused of being physically abusive to Sebastian. Chris has been accused of these things. But what we're arguing is a truck being in the area. That's what made you jump up here. Not all the other accusations. But
So
the
once
way
again,
that
we'll address that real quick. It's real simple. What goes on in our family is not the public's business. We're not going to sit here, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you what in the world goes on or what happened in the past or any of that nature. That is not the public's business. I'm not going to sit up here and do what Seth did. That's not happening.
So wait.
I don't care if it offends or hurts somebody's feelings. That God forbid the parent between Seth and I'm not going to sit here and bash Seth. I'm not going to sit here and put out personal information. That's nobody's business. How many people out there in all of these things have all said the same thing? That it should have never happened. And it's correct. It shouldn't have.
I agree.
It doesn't do anything.
Well, and comparing what Seth goes through, there's a shit ton more people that are accusing Chris and Katie. Look at them in your chat. Fucking
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, hold on.
It's wild in there. Like,
it is.
I mean,
and then they're saying, "Oh, Seth doesn't care if people talk about him." Tell me he fucking doesn't when I'm paying a lawyer for an injunction.
yeah, that's a lie.
And on top of it,
A bold-faced lie. He cares.
well, I will say the truth. You and I, we've had our conversations, and we respect each other enough to understand we don't always agree, and we don't always disagree.
For sure.
But when your chat and my phone blows up,
Unfortunately, it looks like Chris's little tactic worked perfectly. We're no longer talking about Katie at all. The panel is now totally on the defensive. That said, I've received plenty of comments on X, the DD forum, and YouTube telling me there's plenty more to this interview. So I might have to fast forward till they get back on track. So if you want a part 2, let me know by liking the video and sharing. For my
So, like he said, he never, CP never had a call to action for Sebastian. He never gave a current update. And Deception Detective, he mentioned the footage, but that very day that CP went up on that panel is when At Night it announced that it was a criminal investigation. So, and he didn't mention that. He did not even mention Sebastian at all, or a tip line, or how people could help. So that was interesting. He did not go on that panel about Sebastian, in our opinion. Hi, Ginger Girl. Good to see you. Kendra by the Sea, Caroline Chartier, Dia Rant. Always a pleasure to see you. Okay, I am going to share with you what I was sent so you can see the person that people are seeing. The person that people are seeing near the neighbor's fence, and allegedly, possibly, that is why they are showing us that figure. Let me make sure I have it open. Okay, I did. So I have 2 to show you. One where the figure is circled so you know what you're looking at, and the other where it's zoomed in. Thank you for those of you who sent that. Misty and Show Poodles. Where did I put it? Okay. Okay. Make sure you're seeing it. Perfect. So in the picture, this is the neighbor's home. This is their fence. This is a tree. This is what people are seeing as a person. Oops, sorry. You probably can't see my cursor that way. Okay, here's the back of their home. Here's a tree. Here's what people are seeing as an individual. Okay. Now let's go to the other one. If you want to take a screenshot of that, let me move my cursor. Whoop. Whoa. Okay. So it looks like a person there. Then we're going to go to, let me stop sharing real quick because I got to pull up the other one. Hold on. Let's get to the other one. Oh, hold on. I sent it. I couldn't get it in X. Remember, my computer's all weird when it comes to X. So I took a photo of it. Let me make sure I sent that to myself. Okay, I'll send it again. Y'all, let's be kind in the chat. I've had 2 people email me since we started about the chat. Hold on. Oh, just so you all know, we don't delete the opinions, but if it doesn't say in my opinion or allegedly, it might get deleted. And thank you for checking. We are going to be having a mod meeting. We're trying to get that set up. And I'm going to send this now so we can look at this, which is a zoomed in version. And thank you for all your inquiries. And our chat rules are just please say, in my opinion, allegedly. You are allowed to have a different opinion than we do, I do. And please just make sure you use initials rather than names and don't speak about creators. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and look at this now. Why am I not getting it? Oh, you all are emailing me. Here you go. Hold on 1 second. Let me reload. Hopefully I got it. My goodness. Hold on. See what's happening here. I have sent it twice now, so hold on. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, now it should be here. Come on. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Share that with you. Okay. Okay. Trying to get it large enough where you'll see it. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm being told white pants and a black sweatshirt you can see. I'll let you all look here. There it is zoomed in now. Here. This is at 11:49 a.m. on February 23rd. So, do you see a person here? So that is at 11:49 a.m. on the 23rd. Could that be what they're getting an image of? Do you all see? Kind of looks like a hat in your opinion. Okay. Can we not just please Thank you. So that is on the neighbor's backyard fence. They are directly behind the others. Some are seeing it as a tree. Concrete slab in front of the shed looks new to you. Then I'm going to check. Let's check Google Maps too. Hi, K-Mac. Hi, Nicey Marie. They look like trees to some. Someone wearing a hoodie to others. Looks like a person standing in their own backyard. So that is what they have us looking at. There is a very specific time frame of February 23rd, which is the Friday before. I feel the love, Nano. The Friday before. And it is from 10:19 to 11:49 a.m. So if that is a time that is important and being focused on and turns out to be focused, or turns out to be an important time like they are saying, then that is during the time that Sebastian's at school on Friday. This one is on Stafford. They have images of KP's home and then the parents' home. This is on February 23rd, 23rd of February, 2024, 11:49 a.m. The neighbors directly behind them. Okay. And so we don't know what they're looking at, but that is a very specific time frame. It's about an hour and a half, 90 minutes. And it is 3 days before he was reported missing, which would show what? Ticker too big. Sorry. Let me get it off of there. There you go. Which would show premeditation. So look at the Proudfoot area. Looks like another person, in my opinion. Okay. Let me stop the screen. We'll go over. I'll go back to X. Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen with you. You guys have a question? I see some of you have a question. Hold on. I'll be right there. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to go to the to Stafford. You want to see, this is, which one do you want to see? Let me look at the one where you can see did you say the back? Oh, myself too. If this is what you're referring to, I think there's an individual standing right here, in my opinion. Is that what you are referring to? Oh, the patio. Okay. You want to see the patio? Okay. Let me go to it. I thought this was a person. Where did we see their patio? I don't know where we saw their patio. This car might be a hint. Remember, they also want us to look for temporary structures that have been put up during that time from Friday to Monday. I'm looking for the patio. Hold on. Let me make sure. I don't see a patio shot. I just see the neighbor, this looks like someone's there. Huh. I don't see it. Oh, I was on it? Okay. Does anyone know where Sebastian stayed when mom was at work and no school? Oh, interesting. I don't. That's a great question. I know he stayed alone before mom, when he got home from school, before mom got home, but I don't know that question. That's a great question. Another white truck, huh? Okay, so I was on it. Okay, so it's that one area. Okay. That black thing is a Big Ten setup, in my opinion. Okay, I will go back. So it is. So you think this is a tent setup? This to me looks like a person right here. That looks like a person. And this looks like a tent setup to you. Something's over here. But that looks like a person to me. Something's white right there. Oh, doggy alert. A tent. So how does it look like he was in town then, though? So Adam, forever, you're saying it looks like he was in town, but what are we seeing that's making you think that? Oh, is that a fire pit? I wondered that too. Let me go back and look for you. Are you referring to this here? It looks like it might be a fire pit, yes. And did you notice in one of the photos? Now let me see. Let me make sure I'm correct. See where this is? See where that's located? On that concrete slab? Okay, now look. Oh, maybe it's on Google Maps. On Google Maps, it's here. Let me show you. I want to show you on Google Maps where that structure is before we go. Okay. Can you see? Let me share the screen. Can you see what I'm showing you? Okay, no, let me stop screen. I want to show you where that structure was. Remember, they want us to be looking at Google Maps, other photos we may have had, notes we've taken. But this is what I want to show you is this. Here's the structure. Do you all see that? Let me enlarge it for you. This is in 2024 also. But look, the structure's here. So this concrete slab is new. This concrete slab that's over here is new. Here's the structure, the outbuilding. Here's where it is on February 23rd. And there's a concrete slab there. Let's go back. See this? Here's the structure. Wish we had the date. Here's the structure. Here's the area it is on February 23rd, and it has concrete. Let's go back. Hi, Grandma. How are you? Okay. Now we're going to go here. Here's the structure. It was here. Make sure you're seeing it. Okay. Let me enlarge it again. It was here. It is now here, and there is a concrete slab underneath. There's your little fire pit looking thing. So that concrete slab was not there February 23rd. K-Mac, you can forward anything to me at crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. Please just tell me your YouTube handle so I know who I'm getting it from. So interesting, right? Structure moved, new concrete slab. And we know we have someone who's obsessed with concrete, in my opinion. I'm sorry, my doggy scared you guys. Okay. Well, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful, thank you, K-Mac. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. That white truck is in the flashlight video, allegedly, in my opinion. Ah, Cinderella. Thank you. Is that a cooker grill? I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Very sad, everyone. Okay. So, everyone, I want to thank you so much for being here. I now feel sick due to previous comments very early on, in my opinion. Are you talking about concrete, Prayer Warrior Renee? Are you talking about concrete comments? Yes, I agree, Trishy. Yes, we will have a live tonight. I'm sorry, I was just going to tell you that. Thank you, Jen, for reminding me. And thank you, mods, for such a wonderful, beautiful job that you do. I know sometimes it's not easy. It depends on the topics and what's been released the night before or a few hours before. But thank you so much. And we will be here. I will be here 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I think that's still right. You guys are still 2 hours. I'm 9 a.m. almost right now. Is it? Let me make sure it's still Eastern time. Let me check it out here. Well, clock. Yes. So I will be here 8:30 Eastern time again. And yes, that concrete slab, Prayer Warrior, I just want to know. Yep. Okay. That's what I thought, Prayer Warrior. Thank you all so much for being here. You're welcome, Star Lambert. Thank you all. I appreciate each and every one of you, your kindness, your respect. You have family Christmas today. Will you enjoy that, Panda Bear's mom, 1971? And thank you for starting your day with me, everyone. And I will see all of you. And mods, thank you again. Everyone, thank you. Enjoy our family here. You're all so wonderful. And thank you, Trishy, 818. And I will see you all at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Blessings, and we are going to bring him home. Talk soon. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.